Hi, my name is Mo Amin, and I'm a fellow undergraduate at College of the Holy Cross. The Tristan and Isolde tile is one of the tiles in a series of what has become recognized as the Chertsey Tiles, discovered within the Chertsey Abbey in Surrey, England. The tile was commissioned to be made in the late 13th century by what is presumed to be the court of King Henry III, to be laid in a royal palace of which many scholars assume to be the Westminster Abbey, due to the similar features illustrated in the two sets of tiles, as can be seen here. However, this tile was later discovered among other faulty ones in a kiln by the Chertsey garden. The tile was made to furnish the floor of a room within the Chertsey Abbey in the period after the 1235 fire, most likely in the period between 1250 and 1290. The tiles, of which many are combat tiles, delineated from the rivalry between Richard the Lionheart and Saladin, were designed and produced in a similar manner. While my tile is one that captures the legend between Tristan the Cornish knight and Isolde, an Irish princess, the tiles were created by stamping a die into a red earthenware tile. The impression that is a couple millimeters in depth is then filled with white slip clay. The clay had to be of the same consistency or the two different types would separate once fired in the kiln. Surplus clay was scraped away from the top, and the outline of the decoration was trimmed with a knife. A wooden bat was placed on the surface of the tile and then struck with a mallet, which served to consolidate the inlaid white clay and break down the surface level clay so that the surface of the tile was smoother. The tiles were then glazed with a golden varnish before being fired in a kiln. The Tristan and Isolde tile, which depicted a medieval story of forbidden love, were laid as a roundel with 4 decorative border pieces. The figural roundel was fired in one piece, then it was set in a square frame that is fired in 4 parts. The floral corners of the tiles acts as a geometric mechanism to attach this tile to the others laid in the Chertsey Abbey. The tile's warm tones and foliate corners stand in contrast with the fixated figural centerpiece. Stiff leaf foliage, fleur de lis in French, or lily flowers, compose many of the motifs found on this tile. The shape and the foliage are presented in a uniform manner and so that it integrates with the other tiles in the abbey. The circular band outside the figural roundel portrays mythical creatures with man-like heads but with dragon-like features at its tail. In contrast to the other tiles found in the Chertsey Abbey, which have Anglo-Normannic inscriptions on the outer band, this tile's outer band writes an aura of uncertainty and of the supernatural. In essence, it's as if these mythical creatures overlook Isolde's journey to Brittany in hopes of saving Tristan. Being 240 millimeters in diameter, or around 9.5 inches, the figural scenes of the tile tells of a sense of heroism and of concern. The tile is recognized as one of the earliest instances of depicted romanticism outside of manuscripts. The humanesque features are unique and add a contrast to the other tiles in the abbey. The figures are depicted in 2 pairs, with the figure closest to the one oaring the boat is understood to be Isolde. Here, a tessellation of the tiles hopes to provide a sense of how the tiles would look when joined together. As seen, the motifs on the corners of the tiles envision a uniform look. What do these tiles tell us about the Crusades, one might ask? The tiles serve as a lasting reference to the many aspects of the Crusades, while the combat tiles, like of Richard the Lionheart and Saladin, pictured here, direct observers to the Third Crusade. The Tristan and Isolde tile develops a narrative of what values underline the Crusades. Principles of heroism, journey, altruistic behavior are the first thoughts when considering the Celtic legend itself. A tale that involves partaking a journey to reach joy, salvation, conquest, or healing, the Tristan and Isolde tale is a reference to such. Joy is detailed by Tristan's journey to bring Isolde back to his uncle, King Mark of Cornwall, to marry. Conquest is shown in part by Tristan when he defeated the Irish Knight of Moorhold, or later with his affairs in Brittany. Healing was echoed by the journey that Isolde attempted to aid Tristan back to his full health. Having this tile within the Chertsey Abbey is testimonial to the journey that the Crusaders have partaken to restore the Holy Land, to heal the world of its misfortunes, and ultimately of the conquest as a search for salvation or feudal obligation.